Welcome to the Mike Angelino Sports. I got my one of my boys, man, a boxing expert, Big Chubbs. What's up, brother?
What's up, Mikey? Hey, thanks for appreciate you for having me on your podcast here. It's an honor to talk about some boxing like the old days. We're catching up after several years.
Yeah, I haven't seen this cat in a couple years, but man, he's been coming with some boxing facts, and I say, hey, man, you got to come into the show. So we have him here, man. So, man, let's just get to the most important thing. Let's just get to the topics. Let's talk about the Munguia versus Rosado fight. How'd you see it, man?
It was what I expected. I have predicted the 12 rounds. I talked to a couple of buddies of mine before the fight, and I told them it was going to go to distance. I didn't see Rosado getting knocked out. He's a good boxer. He has a good chin. But I knew it was going to go to distance. I knew Munguia was going to win by decision, but if Munguia would have knocked him out, or they would have stopped the fight, he would have made a big statement to the rest of the guys at 160.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So from the rumor that everyone talks about that Munguia doesn't have defense. How'd you see his defense for this fight?
You know what? It's improved. I'm one of those guys that have said his defense needs to get better. Offense, that box is checked off. I think we all could agree to that and establish that his offense it's great. He sits on his punches. He has power behind those punches. But his defense is kind of sketchy for me. He hasn't been tested with an actual boxer. That's why I think they don't throw boxers at him. It's always guys that are gonna the same style as Munguia. They're gonna go forward and let's see who gets knocked out first, or let's see who stops the fight first. But yeah, I think I've heard his trainer Morales now that they've thrown a couple names and they've thrown out a couple boxers, and he says no because that style doesn't work out for him. But I think, me personally, he's afraid that they might outbox him. So that was one of Canelo's kryptonites, and he's shown. I mean, he's improved, and
Yeah.
I think that's something that needs to be improved as he goes with more fights.
Okay. And what are some bad things you've seen in the fight, and what are some good things you've seen in the fight? Because one thing, let me just say one thing. One bad thing that I saw is he doesn't have dirty boxing. Like when the Rosado used to grab him, he used to would just hit him, and he was getting hit. And you got to know how to fight inside. Like Canelo, he grabs you and hits you back. He did it a little bit, but needs to improve on his dirty boxing. Do you agree, or what did you see?
As far as him, he has that old school. He has the Mexican boxing, I guess, skills. Like he knows how to sit in the pocket and he'll trade with anybody. He don't care with who. He'll box all day with you. But the only thing that I didn't like that I kept seeing, and it should improve back to defense. He was getting hit a lot with a lot of, and if he plans to stay in boxing for a long time, boxers like him, like old school Mexican guys, legends, if you're gonna, I mean, 160, it's a heavy weight class, and those punches are pretty heavy. Well, one punch they could end his career actually.
Yeah.
Right now they shouldn't throw him to Triple G, or he's not ready. If you ask me,
Okay.
let him build up, work on his defense, and then go, because I mean, right now he's climbing up. He has a lot of people's attention. I think him and Canelo I think he'll go up eventually, if you ask me.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
is up to 168. It has to happen. If he stays undefeated, that would be like I would say the fight of the year. If that fight happens, but I think that's where they're going. They're taking care of him, undefeated, and then Canelo's gonna stay here for another 5 years. He said it in boxing. So that fight is gonna happen. But yeah, I like Munguia a lot, dude. I really like him.
Yeah. So you're saying that he got hit. I saw he got hit with some good shots, dude. And if Triple G hits him, if let's say Lemieux, even though he's he just fought, but they don't even mention his name. But that's another 160 that people are sleeping on. Derevinchenko, there's a Eastern European cat. He fought Charlo. He fought Triple G. He gave Triple G problems, but Charlo beat him with ease. That guy hits hard, bro. If he does get hit, I agree with you. something could happen, but he has a great chin, man. He shows that he has a great chin, a great Mexican chin.
Yeah, you know what? If I recall correctly, go back to the O'Sullivan fight against Munguia on the 6th round. I'm not mistaken. Oh, he caught him with a good one. O'Sullivan, he almost knocked him out. If it wasn't for the bell, that's what worries me about Munguia. I'm like, if he fights Triple G and gets caught with one of those, I think it's over for him. So I mean, you got other guys that 160 is stacked. I mean, you still got Eubank Jr. He's only lost. He's a good fighter for him. You got Daniel Jacobs. He likes to brawl, right? I mean, Lebux, like you mentioned, he's great. Demetrius and Charlo, and Benavides, they're all looking for Canelo. Munguia's not even in the radar. I'll tell you that right now.
True.
So you gotta build them up. But I have big hopes for Munguia. He's representing La Tia, Tijuana. So I like him a lot. So I just want Morales to practice on his defense. Morales has always been that offensive guy. He's gonna stick in the middle of the ring and see who knocks who out. And that's the thing. I was saying, Munguia, what I've noticed, I don't know if you've noticed this, Mike, but he's never fought on his back foot, pushing him back. We haven't seen that. He's always going forward. What about if he fights Triple G and he starts pushing him back? Is he gonna be able to sit on his punches the same, or is he not? Is he gonna? Triple G got tested by Canelo or not. When he started pushing him back, his punches were not as crispy and powerful. So there's a lot of stuff he could work on. I mean, he's getting there. He could be as great as Canelo. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, I like the kid, dude. A lot of people say, oh, this and that. And one of my friends says he doesn't like him. I'm like, dude, he's improving. Ever since Morales, he's been improving. The Solomon fight, the Johnson fight. There was a Eastern European cat. He was a last-minute replacement. That was his last fight to this fight. He looked phenomenal. And you know what? Going backwards, he did show a little bit going back versus Rosado, man. He showed a little bit, but he's a working process, or you know what I mean? So it's still, man, versus Triple G. The last thing that leaves a older fighter is his power, and Triple G still has that power, man.
And Triple G has that experience too. I mean, does Munguia, does he know how to adjust in fights? We haven't seen that, right? I mean, that's something for a complete fighter. Do they know how to adjust in fights, right? Have we seen him against the ropes? We haven't seen that, because Munguia's always been the bully. He's always pushing everybody back, and they stay there. But there's a couple things I would like him to kind of work on before he takes on Triple G or Charlo. I think I would like to see a little bit of that. Other than that, I mean, I'm all for him. I'm on his bus. I jumped out on his bus, and I'm gonna ride it till the wheels fall off.
Yeah. All right. So during the fight, anything that you like that he improved? That I like the jab, dude. He had a beautiful jab to the body, and the investments to the body. Everything was after to the body. Boom, 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 body. Boom, body, and then up. Everything. And he jabbed up and he jabbed down. I like that, man. He changed levels, man. What'd you see that you like?
And that's exactly you stole the words from me.
Okay.
That jab, the first, I would say, first 5 rounds, man, when he was going to that body, it was catching Rosado's attention. But then after, like, I would say from the 6-7 rounds, he kind of forgot about the jab. I don't know what is it about boxers that they forget. The jab is the most deadly thing. I know it's the basics, but guess what? As rounds go and you invest in those jabs, you can set up big shots with those jabs. But he did let go of that jab for a little bit after the 6th round, 7th round. I think he would have knocked him out. He would have kept working that jab and surprised him with I don't know, either a hook, whatever combo he had coming. But yeah, I did like that. I like that. I think they did work on that jab. I saw that going to the body. I was like, okay, I like that. I didn't see that in the other fights. The other times were mostly like just brawling. Just put combos together and let's see if he goes down. But he needs to go back to that jab. I did see improvement in that for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I like the jab, the going to the body, and he has dude, he has fast hands. He has faster hands than Charlo. He has faster hands than Triple G. His combinations, boom, 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 to the body, boom, 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 boom. He has
Yeah.
fast hands, man. I like that. And Gabe Rosado was trying to time him, and he got him a couple of times. There was one that he missed. It was like in the fifth round, boom, and he missed, and Rosado went woo. I was like, oh damn, he's there. And the kid showed a little bit composure, tiró fintas, and I was like, okay. So I'm seeing a little bit of Morales right there. And let me just give you just a little bit. Him and Morales at the same age have the same record. The 30-0 and 30 whatever. Yeah. They have the same records. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So something that I don't know if you noticed too. I don't know if he stole this from Canelo, but I don't know when he threw the punch, he was rolling with them. He got hit, but they were not, making that impact. He was rolling with them. There was a couple of times where the crowd was going crazy, but I'm like, casual fans like us, I mean, some won't catch it, but unless you're really paying attention, I mean, he was rolling those punches. I was like, okay, I like that. That's the first time I saw him do that.
Yeah.
Something that I would like him to do maybe on his next fight, not get hit as much, right? Don't get hit as much, but I would like him to do a combination and work his distance, like get that combo and get out the pocket. That way, when the guy, because there's gonna the other guys are gonna come. They know he's flat foot. He's gonna stay there, and they're gonna catch him with something. I would like him to now, work the distance, do combo and get out. Like Canelo.
Yeah.
That's the only way I think that he could keep going up, because if he stays in that pocket, sometimes his punches. Watch the Rosado fight. Some of his punches are too wide, right? Yeah. You got to keep them short. Right, but he was coming too wide. Someone's gonna give him a quick, get him off guard and knock him down, and he lost that round. But yeah, I mean, we're casual fans just talking, right? But I would like to see Munguia fight Canelo for sure. That won't happen maybe in another 2 years. I would say it's not gonna happen next year. 2022 it won't happen. I think he needs another 3 good fights, known fights. Then they're gonna push him up to 168, get some muscle in there and mass, and then they'll throw someone as a warm-up fight for him, and then Canelo will happen. I think. Yeah. I mean, mark my words. I think that's the main fight everyone wants to see, because I think Munguia has all Mexicans seal of improvement. Everyone's vouching for him, right?
Oh yeah.
I don't know why they don't vouch for Canelo, because he has a different style of fighting. But you know what? Ahí se va a notar who's who, right? The old school versus the new school as far as boxing.
Yeah, yeah, and talking about that head turn, yeah, dude, he did that. There was some monster shots that came, and the last minute, boom, he turned them. You know who used to do that? Morales used to do that. He did that against Pacquiao. He used to turn shots versus Barrera. So Morales is teaching him. And Canelo said it takes like 5 fights to really see improvement. And this is about the 5th, 4th fight that he's been with Morales. Terrible, the Hall of Famer from Tijuana. So I'm seeing a lot of improvement. Of course, he's a working progress, whatever you want to say it. But the kid is good, and he has the tools, man. He's good.
Yeah, I like him. He has my seal of improvement. It just he needs to work on our stuff. Don't throw him into the wolf too much. Whoever his promoter is, do not. I know they're hungry for money right now, trying to make money, but don't do it. I think that if they invest in him a little bit more, they'll make a lot more money in the long run. Like if they try to get Canelo, if you throw him into Triple G, right, they might end his career. People are gonna forget about him. He lost to Triple G. We knew he was just a hype. You know what I mean? So I think he has it. It's just he needs a little bit, like a couple fights, like you said, maybe another 5 fights, and he should be good.
Okay, so you're just saying he's not ready for Triple G just yet?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
I like what I saw, dude, and that's the only thing that worries me is that power and the experience. But dude, this is a young lion, dude. But he has to. If he wants to fight Charlo, he has to fight the whatever, the title eliminator or whatever it's called, the WBC eliminator, and he has to fight Devenchenko, and that's some Eastern European. He tira bien recio, and he's like Chino Maidana type. That's a good fight for him, dude.
That Sergi is a good fight for him. But it all depends. Us casual fans want certain fights, but if the promoters don't want to let them go forward with those fights, I mean, they go off for styles, right? Because styles make fights apparently in the boxing world. So I think they want people to go forward just like him. They are not gonna throw a they're not gonna throw a boxer against, because they might feel like it'll make them look bad, and it's gonna go to 12 rounds for sure. But see, that's what I want. I want to see him improving that. Like eventually he's gonna fight a boxer at some point. So I want him to get some good decent boxers, and then keep moving up. Like Canelo did. I mean, that's what he did. He knew he always got criticized that he couldn't beat any boxers, and I mean he's proven it now. I mean, on his last fight, if you ask me. I don't know about what you think.
Yeah, that stereotype that Canelo couldn't move. Dude, it's not the old Canelo. This is the more the better. The more he got older, he got better. Dude, he's an elite fighter. He's a perfect 10. He was an 8 point something 9. He's a perfect 10. Power, speed, footwork. He could fight backwards, forward. He could hunt you down. He could do it all, man. So Canelo's a perfect 10, and he has power to knock you out. And boxers, eventually you can run, but you can't hide. So
right.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I like Munguia, but you can't throw him with Canelo yet. And like you said, not with Triple G. So
no.
Who do we match him? You want him to fight a tomato, like a stay busy type fight? Is that what you're trying to say? Or what's next for him?
That's another thing. That's good you brought it up. He needs to stay busy. If he wants to become that elite fighter, he can't be like these rest. I don't know what's in the boxing world. I don't know what they're drinking, but they all want to box just 2 fights nowadays, and that's it. No, you know what? The only one that's doing it is Canelo. He four fights, right, in 10 months.
Yeah.
Who's doing that nowadays? Back in the days it was Chavez, Morales. They're all fighting like 5 fights and above. But he needs to stay busy to work on his stuff, right? To keep it sharp. Because if you let it go, I mean, it's gonna cost you. But that's one thing that's correct that you've said. He needs to stay busy. Stay busy. Just throw some decent fighters, work them up, and then work them up for that Triple G. I think he's ready for Triple G next year in September. Not, his age too, Triple G, right? I mean, they could get him on his way down.
Yeah.
That's just the way it works, It's like when Mayweather got Canelo, right? He was too young. So if they throw a Triple G right now, I think he could still get him. He could still get Munguia, but I think next year, I think he could get a Triple G. Not this year.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Next year, September or December, even better, and he'll be a little bit more older. But the thing is that he's still gonna have that power, and if he gets hit like with Gabe Rosado with no power, but Gabe Rosado just came from that vicious knockout from Beck the Bully. And that's the thing that when I was watching the fight, like, in my mind, I'm like, can Gabe Rosado hurt him? And I'm like, nah, he doesn't have power, but he just knocked out that Beck the Bully at 175. So that was the excitement too, watching the fight. You're like, oh shit, he's gonna knock him out. I'm like, no, he's not. He doesn't have power. Yes, he does. So it was just like, oh shit, it was a great fight, man. Great fight.
Oh, yeah. It was an awesome fight. That fight was for the viewers right there, for the boxing world. Like, they want stuff like that, right? I do too. But sometimes when you become a very a boxing fanatic, you want to see something else as a boxer for him to work on. I would like for him to work on the stuff that I mentioned. But yeah, it was, man, that fight was a good fight for everybody. So let's see who they set him up with next. We'll see.
Yeah, Golden Boy, and I don't know who else runs it, but I think he's Golden Boy co-promotion, or I don't know, but De La Hoya's, he has them, and they're taking care of him. They're giving the correct fights that he's getting. For example, the Rosado fought Triple G.
Right.
Rosado also fought Danny Jacobs.
Right.
Devinichenko, like I said, he fought Triple G, made him look bad. Devinichenko fought who else did he fight? He fought someone else.
Right.
Oh, he fought Charlo. So that's a good measuring stick too. He's kind of dangerous though, but Munguia's dude, está grande, pega recio, tiene combinaciones, and he's getting smarter. And I've seen some good things, but I also, like we said, we've seen some bad things. Like, hey, oh man, don't get hit that hard, man, because like being a boxer is like being a welcome to LA, being a cop. One shot could end it all, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, so something I wanted to mention, his age, right? He's young right now. He has enough power to brawl for 12 rounds, right? I think eventually that's gonna get to him. So he needs to start working like saving his combinations. Is jab him, work him, throw a good combo here and there, because in the long run, he's not gonna be able to have that same energy, right? Rosado, he's in his 30s, right? If I'm not mistaken, and he gave him a run for his money. I mean, Munguia's young. He's 23, I don't know, something like that, 22.
Yeah, like 20. No, he's like 24, I think. Something
Oh,
like that.
24. Okay, so yeah, I mean, Rosado stayed with him. I mean, so imagine Munguia in his early 30s. I mean, he's not going to be able to do the same thing. If he wants to last up there, undefeated, he's going to have to slow down, start working on his boxing. Offense, brawling, he has that Mexican stamp. Boom, like it came naturally for him. He could brawl with it. He'll stay and risk it all, put his chin. Who cares, But yeah, you can't. If you're trying to stay there for a long time, you can't do that no more. I mean, you gave everybody what you want. You got people's attention. Start. Lay your foot off the pedal for a little bit.
Yeah. Nah, boxing is not like every other sport. You can play baseball, you can play basketball, you can play kickball. You don't play boxing, dude. Eventually, those shots that you're getting hit. One day, it's over. It's over. So, yeah,
You're
man.
right.
So, he was with Alcazar, right? Now he's with Morales. You've seen the improvements, right? You've seen the improvements.
Of course. Back then, he was just brawling. He would just, just put it all in there. But Morales kind of slowed him down. He has work on his defense. I'm not gonna say it's the greatest defense, because he's still getting hit with like big shots, like I mentioned earlier. But his defense has been, buffered a little bit. So I like where they're going, because you got to remember, if they work on a certain boxers, if they work in a certain technique, let's say they're working on the jab, during the fight, he's gonna think, I got to work on the jab, but then he forgets about his other skills, right? So in order to become a complete fighter, it takes years, like you said. It takes years, and then he's gonna look at that fight like, oh man, I forgot about this combo, or I forgot about this. So they're trying to it's a puzzle. They're trying to put everything together, and once they put everything together, then man, they're monsters. It's gonna be hard to stop Munguia, honestly. But once he gets there, but I give him, like I said, another 3 years to be on like the pound for pound, I would say, talk. I would say. So once he 160 is a stacked
division. Yeah. That dude, he has a fight with Andrade. He has a fight with Charlo. He has a fight with mess around, he'll go to 168 and fight Benavides. If Benavides could still make that weight, you think Benavides could still make that weight? His last fight was 168, and then it wasn't a championship fight because it was a last minute replacement, so they changed it to 169. I'm like, okay, but I'm like, can he make weight, dude? Is that an indicator that he can't make weight? What do you think?
I agree with you. He's a natural big boy. You could tell in his body's high, so I mean, he's not cut up. As much as he works out, he's gonna have to move up. I mean, he's gonna have to give up 168 and move 175 and be up there with the rest of the guys. But if he fights Canelo, Canelo's gonna bring him down. He's like, no, you want me, stay at 168. So we'll see what happens. He does. That's one of his problems with Benavides with his weight. He struggled with his weight all the time.
Yeah.
And that's just naturally your body. I mean, hey, whatever your body asks for, that's where you have to go. So hey, you have to go at 175, and Canelo's willing to go up there and clean out that division, then But Perro Angulo's at 168. He can move down for Munguia. He goes forward. I mean, I'm not gonna say El Perro Angulo is a great, but I think it's to keep him busy. If you want to fight for the fans, I think you could bring him down at 160, pay him out a good amount, and that'll be a good fight, right?
Yeah. You can't always fight freaking wars like Canelo. He cleaned the division in 10 months.
Yeah.
11 months, 10 months, something like that. All right, dude. He beat everyone, and now they're trying to give him this one. Now they try to give him that one. He needs an in-between fight, a stay busy fight. He can't just go to fight all the top champions, undefeated guys. Like it's not, Canelo's pound for pound, but it's still not fair. Like, hey, whoa, you guys need to fight each other, dude. Everybody wants the Canelo stimulus check. Man. Nadie quiere trabajar.
I agree. I guess us fanatics sometimes forget it's boxing, and you know, Canelo's hungry for every belt. He's on a mission since he got out of Golden Boy, because they kept saying he kept ducking people, and he's just proof like, no, I'm after every belt, people that are undefeated, and he's showing it, right? So sometimes we forget, like, I mean, Chavez, he wasn't fighting like, you know, undefeated all the time, right? We sometimes forget, yeah, I mean, because, you know, Chavez for us was like a god, right? So if you ask any Mexican, you know, I'm gonna ask my dad, hey, give me your top 5 guy. He's not gonna know, right? I mean, he'll probably tell me Camacho, de la Hoya. But you know, you gotta have your fights in between where you just kind of stay busy. You know, you're gonna win them. People know it, but it's just part of the business. It's at the end of the day, it's all business. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing about Canelo. He got criticized because he fought Yildirim. I'm like, hey, dude, I know he was his what is it called, mandatory, but it's a stay busy fight to get him ready for that who he fights, Smith,
Right.
Smith,
Yeah.
and he fought Saunders. It's just like, dude, he's fighting undefeated champions, and it's just like you need some fight. Like Munguia, he went to war, and they want to give him a stay busy fight, a tomato can or a taxi driver. I'm not mad at it either, man. I understand the business. I understand that you can't go to war all the time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta put some amateur guys here and there, you know, to keep them busy. But I agree with that. That's what I'm saying. Don't throw him into Triple G, Charlo. Like, those can't be back-to-back fights for him. Like, and I know they're trying to get to Canelo. I mean, that's what I think they're trying to get to. But yeah, you know what? Maybe give him next year. Give him whatever, Charlo or Triple G. Give him whichever. I think it would be Triple G, because Charlo's both of the brothers. I think I'm trying to just get that money from Canelo. But yeah, one fight at a time. I think if next year he fights one of those guys, Triple G, then the following year he could, you know, move up, you know, fight one of those guys, Charlo, or because both the Charlos are 160 and 168, right?
154 and 160.
Oh, I'm sorry, 154. You're right. Yeah. So, I mean, the 160. I mean, that would be a good fight for him, and then he could move up and then start heading up there for Canelo. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It all depends, you know, how they manage him. So we'll see. I'm excited, man, to see Munguia in about 3 years from now.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of hype behind him, and man, that's another Mexican that's up there, man, and he has skills, and eventually, like you said, he's gonna see Canelo, and that's gonna be a beautiful fight, and he's gonna get older, more experience, so it's gonna be a great fight, man. And El Boxeo Mexicano, man, it's right now it's on fire, dude. It's on fire.
Yeah, that's the fight I want to see right there. I mean, I think the Benavides and Charlo versus Canelo. For me, I know Canelo's gonna take them out both. You know, so I think the Munguia one would be a great fight once he works on his skills, and we know he's like, okay, you know what, he moved up from a 7 to a 9 or at least a 10, then he's ready to go. But right now, he's not there. He's not there. But yeah, we'll see what moves they make on him.
Okay, so real quick, Chubbs, when you're looking at a fighter, dude, what are you looking for? What makes it a fighter, an elite fighter, or what are some things you're looking for that, all right, this guy's gonna be good, or I'm looking for this?
Me personally, when I see fighters, the jab. That's it. If you don't have a jab, you're not gonna go far in boxing. You know, Canelo's always had it. Oscar de la Hoya's always had it, right? Like fighters. Chavez, obviously, he's had it. That's how we set up his stuff. Yeah. That's what I look for. You know, cutting off the ring, number 2 for me. You gotta learn. If not, you get a boxer, he's gonna run circles around you. You gotta learn how to cut off the ring. And then after that, they could work. I'm not a big fan of flat-footed boxers, but you know, I mean, a couple of my favorites are flat-footed, but you know, you got a Pacquiao, man. That guy's on his toes all the time. Man, they couldn't. He is the perfect person to watch. You know, for footwork. Chocolatito también, footwork. right?
Yeah.
There's several guys, but that's my main three for me. You know, if they have those three, I'm like, okay, this guy's gonna go far. But if they're missing that stuff, and that's basic stuff, if you're gonna be a pro, you know, the jab, cutting off the ring, and you know, stay on your toes. I think they'll make it far. That's what I look when I see boxers coming up and stuff, and there's little stuff that I pick on.
Hey, and Chubbs, real quick, Mexico has brawlers, and Mexico, the history of Mexico, they have technicians. Salvador Sanchez, Finito Lopez, Marquez. You think that the new Mexican style is Reynoso, that he's changed, he revolutionized how Mexicans fight? And like you said, Munguia did some stuff that Canelo's doing. I'm seeing Canelo stuff on Munguia, dude. The head turn, the hace mucha defensa, get it, and he does get caught sometimes because he's not Canelo, and it takes a couple years. But how, dude, this new style of Mexican that's coming up with Reynoso, the best coach in the game right now. How do you see it, dude? It's boxer puncher Mexican style with American style.
I love it. I love it, man. I love that they know how to do both. They can stay there. If they get another Mexican guy, Mexican style, like Triple G says, they'll stay there and brawl for the crowd, right? And then, you know, the new evolution, they're learning how to box now, which they could do both. And I like that. Yeah. Reynoso's camp, all of those guys, they have that. They started at the new evolution. I'm going to be honest. Like, that's why I think Canelo's camp gets so criticized, because you know, our parents, our tios, everybody's so used to get in the middle and let's see who knocks who out.
Yeah.
If I mean, it's boxing. People forget it's boxing. You want to see chingazo that where people are just bleeding out of, then go watch UFC. Very simple. You know what I mean? If you really appreciate boxing, you know what boxing is. I mean, you would think different. Maybe we're just talking too much that people might not understand what we're talking about. But man, those guys are great. I mean, most of the guys in his camp are champions, you know? So I like what Reynoso's doing. They changed up the game for good, and you're starting to see Munguia and some of the guys that are starting to, you know, get a little bit of their style. So I love what they're doing. They're a new evolution, new fighters. You're going to see some good stuff.
Yeah, dude. I love exactly what you're saying. I love what this new Mexican style that it's evolving. We had it, but it's getting it. And these Mexicans aren't little chaparritos. These Mexicans are freaking 6 foot, 5'10", 5'9", 6'1", 6 zurdo. They're zurdo. There's all kinds of big Mexican guys. Reynoso has some other kids. There's some other kid from Mexico. They're like big kids. I forgot their names, but there's a lot of big kids. They're fighting in the 160s, 168s, dude. We're getting bigger too, man.
Yeah, they're all like at 160, right? 154, moving up. We were so just used to the smaller guys, right? Chavez, and the featherweights and all that stuff. But now, if you want to talk money, business, it's 154, 160, I would say, and up. You know, that's where the money's at right now. So, and the guys are built different now. You know, the Mexican American guys representing Mexico. They're born here, but you know, want to represent Mexico. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't talk about, you know, transition. It's hard for people to accept that, I would say, right, Mike? If people don't want to accept that, like, oh, this is the new boxing, you know, they're representing Mexico, we should just, you know, support them, because they got Mexico, they got a whole country behind their back. They're representing, but they don't want to accept it. They rather go cheer for Chavez Jr. because his dad is a legend, but yet he's here walking in heels, but they'll still cheer for Chavez Jr. on the fight instead of Canelo.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. These guys don't understand the evolution, don't understand boxing. Boxing's hit, not get hit, but also brawl when you need to brawl. Canelo brawls, Canelo boxes, Canelo does it all, man. It's just, he's beautiful, man. And these new boxers that are coming, like we said, they're evolving, dude, and the game has changed, and these guys stuck in their own ways, and they're not evolving and understanding boxing, dog. That's the main, sorry to say it, man.
Right. I have a question. So why is it that so many people criticize Canelo right now, right? But yet no one ever criticized Ali. Didn't Ali, wasn't he the same, right? He'll brawl whenever he wanted to brawl, and then, you know, right, he would box when he wanted to box. if you ask anybody, everyone's gonna say he is the greatest, right, of boxing. He's like the Michael Jordan in boxing, right? And that's Canelo's obviously ultimate favorite boxer, and he said it. But yet Ali never got criticized. So my question, well, why is it, or is it just us Mexicans that are hating on Canelo? Not me, but I mean, there's a lot of people out there that hate on Canelo.
Yeah, it's just that the Mexican, what is it, the stigma or the Mexican that it's just come forward, putazos, come forward. Your offense is your defense. Boom, pass, pass. But the thing is that some people forget that we also have technicians. We have beautiful technicians. That, like I said, the Marqueses, the Tinito Lopez, Rigoberto Roman from Mexicali. Like, dude, we have great boxers, and Canelo is both. And maybe because Canelo's fresa, he's a pretty boy type. I don't know. That too. I don't know, man. He wears pink sometimes.
Yeah. Hey, don't forget that De La Hoya did go through the same road. Remember when he Chavez, a lot of people didn't like him, but then a couple years went by, and then people started jumping on the wagon, like, oh, since he's representing Mexico, and then that rivalry, Puerto Rico contra Mexico, Trinidad, so they had to jump on the wagon. But I think that's gonna happen with Canelo eventually. After, let's say he goes at 175, and he cleans out that too, then they're gonna be like, well, who else is left? I mean, I just feel if you hate after that, you're just a hater. In my point of view, right? Van a salir con que Posisto needs to fight King Kong, and if he fights King Kong, he beats him, falta el papá. Like, nah, dude. I mean, when does it end? You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. These guys are witnessing history, dude. These guys are witnessing a Kobe, a Jordan, dude. This guy's, dude, he's putting in the time in the gym, dude. He's cleaning division in 10, 11 months. Who does that? And let me say, I'm gonna say right here on when you're here, brother. Canelo already surpassed Mayweather in legacy, dude. Mayweather never unified. He never unified in 130, 35, 40, 47. Even when he fought at 54, he never unified. Why? Because you have to fight the champions, and Pacquiao was a champion in 40, 47. That's why he didn't want to fight. They don't want to unify. So yeah, Canelo unified, man.
I agree with you. As far as Mayweather goes, in my books, he is a genius for defense. Mm-hmm. As far as the best ever, no way. He's nowhere near that. If you ask me, I mean, why did he retire so early? Because he wanted to take care of. For him, he was so afraid of getting that loss, so he just said, I'll call it quits here. He could have gone more. He could have gone and fought to maybe this year. Who knows, right? But he knew his time was coming. Boxing's all about time. Your time's gonna come, dude. Chavez lost. All the legends, the Mexican legends lost. It's gonna happen, But I've noticed most of the guys are trying to take care of the record instead of like what Canelo's doing. He's going for history. Later on, 50 years from now, they're gonna talk about what's written down in the books as who did what. And Canelo's, I mean, he's already there. If he's knocking on Julio Cesar Chavez's door right now, because he still got another 5 years.
Oh, man. I got something to tell you. If your dad would probably jump right now, or your brothers or somebody. He already surpassed Chavez. Let me just tell you this: if you really break it down, on next show we'll break it down. Chavez's record, dude, he only had like 8 years of supremacy, dude. He fought Roger Mayweather. That was in 1987. He beat him twice. That's Hall of Famer Roger Mayweather. He was the Mexican executioner. Right. Pero he lost to De La Hoya in 1996. So he became a champion in 85. So 85 to 96. But in reality, and then he lost in 92. He took his first loss versus Frankie Randall in 94, something like that. And he was already going in decline, dude. He fought Whitaker. He didn't look good, dude. That was in 92, 93. Ya estaba de bajada because he was doing too many parties. So if you break it down, it's 8 years, 9 years of him being, but he got 100-something fights or 90-something fights. But I'm keeping it real, man.
Yeah, that's a conversation that people will throw down putazos at a family party, Yeah. Our generation versus my dad's generation, they're going to defend Chavez till the grave, So But for me, as far as accolades and achievements in boxing, if you're gonna put like records and undisputed, Canelo's name is gonna come up, right? So I mean, if you ask me, I still, for me, Chavez, right, is still there. But like I said, Canelo's like right there knocking already. Like, I think, you know, it takes maybe for me, if he cleans out 175 and there's nothing else for him, like to me, I'm like, okay, you know what? Sorry, Chavez, you know, you have to crown him. But I know people are not going to agree with me. I mean, everyone has their opinion, right? We're just casual fans of boxing, but like you said, man, we have a great boxer. I think one of the greatest ever, but people are not seeing it or don't want to admit to it. Maybe later when he's retired and they see like, man, he was a great fighter, but they don't want to accept it. And, that's up to them. But we'll see. He still got another couple years. Who knows? He could lose. I mean, something I am going to admit, Mike, I don't know if you can admit this. The competition back in the days was a lot better than nowadays. Mm-hmm. Do you agree on that or no?
When you say back in the days, what era are you talking about? The 90s, 2000s? Huh?
Chavez era.
Which one?
Chavez era.
Chavez era.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in every weight class. I mean, Mike Tyson, you're talking about back like in the 90s, right?
You're talking about 90s, so 90s to like early 2000s?
Correct. De La Hoya, Trinidad Vargas, I mean, every weight class. I'm talking about every weight class. But I think the competition back in the days, man, dude, man. You throw a lot of these guys like Charlo versus the old guys.
Oh, my God.
Se los comían, bro. Yeah. I think they made them alive. The only one I could think, is more than obvious because I've been talking about Canelo. I'm a huge fan of Canelo. I think he would be the one staying up with those guys, with the legends from the 90s. You know, Roy Jones Jr., all those guys. I mean, I think he would stay there. Who knows? We can't say who would win because we'll never see those fights. But most of these guys now, the competition is not the same as. I don't know if you could agree to that.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. My friend, he gives me debates that, Canelo, he's a superstar, but there's no other superstar. Like, it's not his fault that these guys don't want to fight each other to become superstars. And second of all, it's just like, man, he doesn't have somebody. Roy Jones didn't have any. That's why Roy Jones was the best. But if you really think about it, Andre Ward, he didn't have another megastar. And yeah, I agree. The 90s was, man, I think they call it the golden era. You had the Barreras, the Morales, the Marquez's, the Mayweather was in there, De La Hoya, Tyson, Holyfield, Riddick Bowe, and I'm missing a whole bunch of other ones. I just freestyling off the head. The competition was way better. These kids don't know what it is, man.
Right.
What boxing was in the 90s. But the thing is that let me just say this real quick. The thing is that Mayweather had Pacquiao, another mega star, and he didn't fight him when Pacquiao was in his prime. And that's the biggest wrinkle in Mayweather's record and Mayweather's legacy. He fought Pacquiao 10 years later. That's ridiculous, dude. Barrera Morales, forever in history. De La Hoya Trinidad, he fought him in his prime. De La Hoya was a little bitch, but whatever. It was two prime fighters in their prime, legacy fights, and Canelo needs that fight. Do you agree? You think he achieved it with Triple G, or he needs that fight?
Which one? Canelo with
You think Canelo needs a fight that, oh my God, to remember the fight of, oh my God. Does he have it, or
there's not a competitor. That's the thing.
That's the thing.
Who is out there at 175 or 168 that you could say, oh, this dude, I would even admit to like, dude, don't fight that guy because he's gonna take you out. There's not right now. I just feel he's gonna. That's what I'm saying. The competition, it's not his fault. You know,
it's not his fault.
There. But yeah, like you said, Mayweather was known for that. He would get people. He got Canelo at what, 22,
and he trained him to 152 pounds.
Yeah, I mean. Mayweather was known for that. He got everybody towards the end. Marquez, he got Pacquiao. I mean, why did he get him in the prime? You know, so I mean, we could sit here and talk all day about what ifs. Because he even lost. If you ask me, against what's his name?
Castillo.
Anybody can watch that fight and tell you he lost that fight. But whatever. I mean, business is business. Boxing is obviously corrupted. Boxers have admitted to that, but it is what it is. But you know, it's like comparing if Jordan played LeBron and all this stuff. Yeah, it's one of those like we'll never see it. That's why those conversations are never ending. We're gonna talk about them forever. What about Chavez fought Canelo, right? Yeah. But I mean, we could sit here and talk about it all night, but we will never know. I just feel like people just need to appreciate what you have right now, wherever that is. Munguia, you know, Canelo, whatever boxer is up there representing, obviously, Mexico, appreciate them, you know, because they got to stop living in denial and, oh, well, yeah, that was back in the days. I mean, now we're in 2021. Just enjoy what you have in front. I mean, it doesn't even have to be Mexican boxers. I just like watching boxing and good fights and stuff like that. So it's not so much that, it has to be a Mexican boxer. I just love boxing, dude. Heavyweights, lightweights, featherweights, who cares? I just watch boxing all around.
Yeah. All right, Chubb, before I wrap it up, just real quick, give me your top 5 right now. Your top 5 from all the divisions. Who do you have number 1, number 2, number 3? And I'll give you mine, and then we got to wrap it up.
Wait, you're talking about in history or
no, in active right now. Right now, give me your top 5.
Top 5. Oh man, now you're really gonna make me. What about if I forget? Okay, well, I mean, obviously, I'm gonna put Canelo, right? 1. Mm-hmm. Oh, this one's hard between Crawford and Spence.
Okay, it's okay.
I think I'm gonna put I'll put Spence in there too.
Okay.
I'll put Crawford. I'll put Crawford 3rd because I'm gonna be honest. He hasn't really fought any names that we could have that conversation another day. But
we're gonna have another podcast for the fight. The fight it's fight week this week. So yeah.
Hey, I just want you to know I got Porter on that one.
Oh, I got Crawford, my boy. Oh man.
All right. Well, don't be surprised. Number 4, right? I say I got Teofimo. I like that kid.
Yeah,
I like that kid. And then I'm trying to think about heavyweights, but heavyweights, honestly, I don't. I mean, there's guys up there, but there's no Tyson. There's no as far as heavyweights. If you want me to choose a heavyweight, I mean, it has to be Tyson Fury. Yeah. I mean, he knows how to box. I mean,
hey man,
you don't see that from heavyweights a lot. You know, heavyweights are just one. You know, jab, 2 punches, and you're done. But that guy, I like that. That's why he took out what's his name?
Wilder. Yeah.
I think
Wilder's a one-trick pony, dude. Nomás te tira.
Yeah.
After that, nothing's there, dude.
He outboxed him easy, dude.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. But yeah, what about yours, Mike? I want to hear your top 5.
Number 1, we could discuss record and everything. I'm talking about the eye test and the skills. That this guy has skills, and Crawford's gonna show you. Number 1, Canelo, the best skills, a perfect 10 all across the board. No one could beat him right now. The only one that could beat Canelo is Canelo beating himself. He's out there drinking and party, doing coke.
Right.
That's not a bad thing. I mean, it is. All right, so Canelo. Number 2, I'm going to go with, from skills, Tyson Fury. He won my heart, dude. Fury is fire, dog. Fury is fire. Chin. Lo tumban, takes his time, gets back up. Boom, boom, boom. With boxers, he does everything. He could do everything. Box backwards, he can bang. He has dirty boxing. He's a perfect 10, dog. Defense, he's fired, dog. He gets hit, but heavyweight fights, one shot can end it all in a heavyweight fight. So I got Tyson Fury, dog. Number 3, I'm gonna go with my boy Bud Crawford, dog. Mm-hmm. He can switch stance. He has power with both hands, dog. He can box. He can bang. He has a jab with both hands. He has a hook with both hands. He has everything with both hands because he could do it. He switches stance, dude. I got Crawford, dog. He'll beat Spence and he'll beat Porter, and he's gonna beat Porter. I got Crawford, and then number 4. Man, I'm gonna have to go. Huh?
Did you say Spence?
No, no, I don't like Spence, dog. I don't like Spence.
No? Okay.
Nah. Crawford would clean the division, but he hasn't fought nobody. So I'm talking about skills, that the eye test. All right, so number 4, who do I like a lot? Man, let me see. I like Chocolatito. He's fire, dog. But está chiquito, you know. I like Chocolatito and El Gallito, but no, they're little. So I'm gonna put them together. Let's just say that. So either or. They're fucking bad, dog. I love those little fucking cock sniffers. I like them. And then number 5. Number 5, dude? Tio?
I like him, dude. He's showing big things. I mean, he's coming up. He's young, dude. I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't have him in your top 5. At least for that division. I'm not saying, you know.
Either Usyk or Tio. Usyk, he cleaned the division at 190 pounds. So, right. But I don't really know a lot of Usyk. He's sick, dude. He beat Joshua. I'm gonna put Tio. Tio's fire, dog. Tio's fire.
I like him.
But he hasn't fought in a while, dude. So, hey, dude, if you don't put in work in the game, in the gym, you're gonna see it, dog. So, hey, dude,
we talked about.
You know what I mean? So I'm gonna put Tio.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll jump on another one. Hopefully, after that Porter Crawford fight, we'll talk about it after. But the only reason I'm going for Porter is because I think this is his best challenge yet as far as Crawford goes. Don't be surprised if you see an upset. Like everyone has Crawford winning, right? Some people have him like he's the pound for pound champion. They have him right there at number 1 over Canelo, right? But his resume doesn't convince me, honestly. But Porter might. Hey, he's not afraid to get in there. Porter has nothing to lose. He don't care about his record. And those are dangerous fighters, dude. He's going to go there to make a statement because he ends up beating him. Porter's stock is just going to go out, off the roof after that. So I like Porter on that fight.
Yeah, I just see my boy Crawford, dude. He's too smart. His IQ. Porter has power. I was talking with my cousin and I did a little investigation and I'm like, Porter hasn't knocked nobody out in a long ass time. The last time he knocked somebody was Paulie Malignaggi, which Malignaggi sucked, and Andre Berto. Berto sucked, and he knocked out some other, like an Italian guy or Russian guy that no one's ever heard about, Tomato Can. So he hasn't really knocked out, and then he fought Spence. He came up short. He fought this guy. He came up short, or he gets the decision. So I haven't seen him beat somebody elite. And he fought the Cubano, and I think the Cuban got it. And this guy fights Crawford fights kind of like that Cuban Ugas. He fights like that. He's long and he counters you. So I don't know, man.
We'll see. The only way I see Porter winning would obviously he has no power. I think we could both agree to that. But I think he's gonna play dirty. He's not gonna outbox Crawford. I'll tell you that right now. If he plans to box, he's gonna lose. He's gonna lose all 12 rounds. But if he gets in there and he gets dirty, puts him against the ropes and gives him like maybe even a low blow here and there just to like on his head, I think he's gonna steal rounds like that. That's the only way I see Porter winning. But that fight's going to decision. No one's getting knocked out. I think it's just gonna go to a decision. If you ask me.
Yeah, I gotta think about it. I don't want to call it yet, but just all the welterweight fights that Crawford has had, he knocked out everyone. But he fought tomato cans. So what if he's a pretender and not a contender? What if it's all hype and I got me lavaron el coco type. So I got to think about it, but I got Crawford, and now I got to see if he can knock him out. I got to let me look at some tape and then see if he knocks him out. Right now, he beats him. I don't know. Let's say I'm gonna say he beats him right now. For sure, I got Crawford, and then let me look at some tape and say, he's gonna knock him out.
Okay. Will you be surprised if he doesn't knock him out if it goes to 12 rounds? I mean, because
no one knocks him out. No one knocks out Porter. I haven't seen no one knock them out. They drop him.
But I'm saying if you're considered pound for pound, I think if you're trying to make a statement here, they're gonna say Porter's washed out, blah blah blah. Okay, then knock him out and make a statement. Don't just try to box him and we've seen plenty of that for Crawford. Boxing, right? That's his main skill. But can you knock him out? Especially for a boxer that hasn't been knocked out like Rosado, right?
Yeah.
I mentioned that to you before the fight. I said he's not gonna, he's not gonna knock him out. Rosado has a good chin, dude. I give that guy props. Some people are gonna say he's probably just a sparring partner or whatever, but hey, that guy, I give him his props. So I think, yeah, if Crawford's trying to make a statement on this fight, he has to knock him out, or at least they need to stop the fight. At least I gotta give him that. But if he doesn't, to me, it goes back to like, whatever, dude. You're just
Okay.
people have been watching too much ESPN and le están lavando el coco a everybody. Put him with a good fighter after Porter, and we'll see. But I would like to see Crawford like challenge himself. I'm gonna knock him out. We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see what happens.
yeah. No, you know what? That's true. If he knocks him out, dude, that's a statement, dude. Like, whoa, he is pound for pound. Maybe what they're saying, and he's gonna fight whoever's up there, the 47s. What's his name? Yeah, that's the fight everybody wants to see. So, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. There's a lot of boxing coming at the end of the year. There's a lot of fights coming. So we'll be talking more, hopefully, but I appreciate the time, Mike. We haven't talked in a while, and I'm glad to see you and doing good things right here for boxing.
Yeah, dog. Anytime you want to come on, dude, I know I count on you with your side of the story. Do we agree? Nah, but we know the game, so and that makes great combo. And hey, man, thanks for stopping by, and for sure I'm gonna have you more as a guest, dog.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate it, man. And just for the record, for all your viewers, we're no experts. We're just a casual fans like everybody else. It's our opinion, and everyone's entitled to one. So, hopefully, we see other people here joining your podcast and be something fun for later to see back and be like, this guy was right.
Yeah. So thanks, man. Yeah. Continue to push boxing, man. No boxing, no life, brother. So thank you, man, and I'll catch you on the next one. Vámonos.